Hey, Chris Liepe here with Dance Gavin, dance singer, with Slave singer, with Amorosa singer, Jonny Craig.
Yeah, the king of being kicked out of bands.
But that's not what this video is about. We're talking about how to get the runs.
Okay, the king of runs then.
The king of runs.
The king of runs.
And I sell my skin to show you without you there is no end. If only you could find your worth and show us where we're meant to be.
If you want to go deeper with Jonny, but also with your own voice, figuring out more of what it can really do based on Jonny's style, click the link below and join his free course called
Find Your Voice and Let It Kill You.
Who thinks up these titles?
Charles Bukowski.
There you're going to have an opportunity to learn how to pull from your influences in a more efficient way, how to work with other musicians and not get kicked out of bands, learning from mistakes, and quite a bit more in that course. So make sure you click the link below. It's free. I have always struggled with, I have these sort of pre-programmed agile things I can do where, I'm like following a pentatonic scale down or something like that. But I struggle with being able to, on the fly, move around neighboring notes like you do. You seem to be able to do lots of different combinations and it doesn't seem to matter. Mm-hmm. And I notice you're in there singing, and when you hit one of those runs, it looks as though your mouth leads you in, and I'm sure you're thinking about the notes, maybe not even each specific note that you're going to, but it looks like as though your mouth is leading you to a place and your voice is following. Can you unpack that a bit?
I'm kind of in my brain, I'm like picturing the note with the way that I'm going to move my mouth.
Okay.
So the way I want to make a note trail off or go up, go down, go side to side, I'm using my mouth and visualizing how my mouth's going to move. So it's like, ah, and you're just picturing how you're making your mouth look while you're doing it. And so it may look a little silly to some people, and it may look, dumb to someone watching it, but it's going to give you the most, mobility. It's going to give you the best chance you have at finding those notes, moving them side to side, up and down.
Letting your mouth lead you. So if you go to that one, the very beginning of what you just did, the oh, am I doing it similar?
Yeah. Oh,
you're so much more articulate because you're letting your mouth move. You're letting your mouth
runs
lead
are
you.
very articulate.
It feels contrived to me to do that.
Yeah.
I would rather go like this. Oh.
Well, that's also using your throat more than you're using your mouth. You're using the air in your mouth, so taking a nice big breath, like, oh, and you can just bring it up and down.
Now, is there a tongue component to it?
Maybe a little bit. You got to get comfortable with it.
It's almost like a shake.
Yeah.
So what if I lose the notes for a minute?
Okay.
There.
Kind of like a vibration.
Because now I'm doing there. Now I've coordinated the movement of my jaw with the movement of the pitch, even though I'm not going for notes. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I there's an added level of articulation there, right? Like I already feel a difference.
I saw that. You can go as fast and as slow as you want to, whatever's comfortable.
Do it again.
Yeah.
That's really helping me to. So we'll call that the yo-yo jaw.
I like that. Yo.
So if I take one pitch, that really does feel like it takes strain off of what I was originally doing with only my throat. That works. Yeah. It works. So let's talk a little bit more about breathing. You've mentioned that you need a lot of air to do these runs. But talk a little bit about how you moderate your air in the midst of those runs. You know, you've got a lot of notes going on. Obviously, you're moving and letting the voice be led by your jaw. How does airflow factor in there?
Yeah, well, for the the money notes, that's where the air kind of comes out. For the leaning back a little bit, that's where we're conserving the air, and you're using your jaw more, and it's conserving it a little bit. You're able to get a bigger run in there because the jaw is what's doing all the work. As long as you're putting in a little bit, it's coming out, and then the big notes is when you let the air out, and you can do that big fancy thing at the end where people are like, "Wow, how did you do that?"
Right. And the jaw movement, it's really interesting because I think it's easy to think about jaw movement as tension, but when I watch you do this, you look very free. It's actually keeping you away from tension. It's a form of intensity that is leading your ear. It is leading the physicality of what you're doing, and it's creating an opportunity to release the tension in your neck. And then the airflow, as I'm putting this all together, is a way to not only create dynamics, but enable you to start and land the run, which creates
character.
Which creates the character, right? And it creates something that is a whole thought. Whereas if you were trying to just push air through the whole time, you may not be able to count by the end. You may not be able to be relevant by the end of that run.
You may not be able to, I guess, keep track.
He's letting his jaw lead those articulations. I need to work on that. That exercise to sort of gateway into this is that letting your tongue just kind of do what it does, but getting your jaw and working. It sounds stupid as I'm working it out, but I do feel how I'm able to simultaneously back off on air and articulate, something I haven't felt before until I tried that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Up and down, side to side.
Up and down.
Are good ways to get that, practice that. Up and down, that up and down, side to side.
Do a couple more runs for us. Okay. Just go for it so we can see that arc. Yes, it's so interesting because you lean in dynamically. If I were to do a similar thing in the old way that I approach it, notice it's all one volume. You are able to incorporate dynamics within your run in a way that I can't with the technique that I use. Thank you. Very cool.
Breathing is huge.
Yeah.
And then obviously side to side, up and down.
If you want more stuff like this, if you want to go deeper with Jonny's technique, with his approach, click that link below and join his free course called
Find Your Voice and Let It Kill You.
We'll see you for more.